Poor folks have poor ways. Always remember that. Poor folks have poor ways. They think poor. They think cheap. They think saving. They think spending as little as possible. They think how little money they have. But you find that successful people have successful thinking. They think very, very differently than poor people. And so remember that. Poor folks have poor ways, but rich folks have rich ways. It's because people who make a lot of money, my friend Jim Rohn said, the most important part of becoming a millionaire is not the money, but it's the person you have to become a millionaire. You have to become a totally different person to go from zero to being worth more than $1 million.
Quando você determina que vai fazer algo, se você esperar a vontade, esperar a condição, esperar o dinheiro, esperar não sei o quê, você não vai fazer. Como que faz então? Ter que se jogar.
Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. Keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So, keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
When I first met Jim Rohn, my original teacher, he answered one of the most important questions I had burning in my life, and it changed my life. Jim Rohn, I asked him, I said, how come my fathers, they're all good men, and we're always broke? We had no money for food. And he said, Tony, we're all equal as souls, but we're not equal in the marketplace. I said, what do you mean? He said, Tony, you could be a really good person and work really hard and have nothing. I brought up school teachers, you know, how little they make and how unfair that is. And he goes, Tony, well, let's start with McDonald's. He said, I'm not being derogatory, but it's not designed to be your long-term job. It's an entry job because you don't get paid much because it's easy to learn. Anyone can do that job. So it's not valuable. You're paid in proportion to the value you bring to people. There's not a lot of value. Today, there's machines now starting to replace these people in fast food places, right? That's why they make so little.
Nobody succeeds accidentally. Nobody wins a marathon accidentally. Nobody wins the Olympics accidentally. Nobody gets a master's degree accidentally. Nobody gets a diploma accidentally. Nobody passes a GED accidentally. Nobody gets a promotion accidentally. Just because you pray doesn't mean you win. I can't plant seed today and eat bread tonight. So if I am going to be seedful, I have to be patient for the seed to grow first down and then up.
Nature doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care if you're tall or short or male or female or black or white, educated or uneducated. Nature doesn't care. All that nature cares is that you do what successful people do. If you follow the recipe exactly, you get the dish. Nature doesn't care who's doing it. It's basically like justice. It's blind. In fact, there are a lot of people who are not as smart and not as talented as you who are doing vastly better than you, not because they're better, but because they're just following proven success methods.
How do you develop an above-average income? And the answer is, become an above-average person. Develop an above-average handshake. Some people want to be successful, they don't even work on their handshake. As easy as that would be to start on. They let it slide, they don't understand. Develop an above-average smile. Develop an above-average excitement. Develop an above-average interest in other people. Develop an above-average intensity to win. See, that'll change everything.
The light ain't on you, but keep making plays. Nobody's talking about you, but keep making plays. Right. I know your sales numbers aren't where your friend is, but keep making plays. I know nobody's talking about you, and you're not on the leaderboard right now, but baby, keep making plays.
It's great stuff, but does it make you happy? I read an interesting story in Forbes magazine about 3 young men who had formed a successful electronics firm and sold out to a much larger company for several millions of dollars, making each of the 3 quite rich. Each of them was asked by the Forbes reporter, has this wealth and the leisure, the opportunity to now do anything you want to do, made you happy? In each case, the answer was no. I know that sounds ridiculous to many, but it's true all the same. The proof that it is true is that each of the 3 young millionaires soon went right back to work to start all over again. They all tried the life of leisure, and they all gave it up as an unhappy, unfulfilling, unrewarding, and boring form of existence. They found that they were happiest when they were working hardest to achieve the success and riches they finally won and then didn't want. One of them said that he and his wife decorated their home and spent too much money doing it. Another sailed a new boat to Europe. Another bought an expensive sports car, but soon they were all back at work. 3 out of 3, 100%. It should tell us something. The preacher was driving down a country road, and all of a sudden he came to the most magnificent farm he'd ever seen in his life. It was beautiful. And so he saw the farmer approaching the road on his tractor, and so he hailed him, and he said, "My good man," he said, "God has certainly blessed you with a magnificent farm." And the farmer thought for a moment, and he said, "Yes, you're right, he certainly has. But you should have seen this place when he had it all to himself." And the preacher had his sermon for the next Sunday. He realized that all the farmers up and down that road had been given the same land, but one man had made something great out of it. Well, all of us are given the same land. We're given a human life, and each of us can make something great out of it too if we want to. Our rewards in life will always be in exact proportion to our contribution, to our service. We all know this, really. We tell our children in Sunday school that as ye sow, so shall ye reap, but we forget that that's true. If a man is unhappy with his rewards, all in the world he's got to do is find ways of increasing his contribution, his service,